Hello, everybody. My name is Joel Johnston, and I have here with me Arlene. And she had some questions about therapeutic recreation. So let's have that conversation.
Hi, Joel. Can you please explain the profession? What is your definition of therapeutic recreation?
So therapeutic recreation is about the promotion of positive recreational pursuits to increase the overall well-being in our clients. It can include things such as leisure interventions, um, recreation education, and recreation participation. So an example of like a leisure intervention could potentially be used in badminton. So typically we use a birdie, and for some people they don't have the hand-eye coordination necessary to be able to hit that birdie. It goes a little too quick for them. So we might use a balloon, and that just sort of like slows it down. It's kind of a way of modifying the activity to allow that activity to still happen for that client. So the other one, when we have recreation education, that could be taking the sport, let's say it's basketball, and breaking it down into smaller chunks. So like passing, dribbling, even some of the footwork, shooting, all those things, and bringing it down into the smaller skills. So that way we can build the necessary skills in our clients. That way they can participate in the activity itself. And then of course for recreation. Oh,
Oh, it's good. Sorry.
okay, just making sure it's okay. Yeah, it's going. I can see. And then for the recreation participation, it's all the things that goes into getting the client to the place that they need to be. So it could be connecting them with the leisure access guides, so that way they can have an idea of when the activities are happening. It could be going over bus routes to make sure that they're able to get to the place that they need to go to. Or it could be being in the crowd and being that sort of support for them, cheering them on, so that way they have a person connected with them when they go to participate in these activities. So really therapeutic recreation is a pretty broad topic, and depending on your client base, could be any one of those. So yeah, my definition would be just, producing positive recreational activities for our clients to participate in.
Thank you. Okay, so how does therapeutic recreation differ from other allied health professions?
So one way for sure that it differs is a lot of those other allied health professionals use like a medical model. They often diagnose what is wrong with the person and try and fix the problem, whereas therapeutic recreation takes more of a strength-based approach. It looks at what a client can do and tries to replicate those strengths in other areas so that they can be successful in a variety of recreational activities. For example, maybe a physiotherapist asks somebody to like work on their arm. A recreation therapist might connect that activity with that exercise with an activity they like, potentially like crocheting, and then it helps to provide more meaning in the treatments that they're getting. And with more meaning in the treatment, there's often more buy-in and more success. So that's just sort of one way that we differ. I'd like to say that, yeah, we produce more meaning in the treatments we produce.
Okay, thank you. What settings and populations do recreation therapists work in or with?
There are so many different populations and settings to consider. I currently work in child and youth care setting as a recreation therapist for the Alberta government. And that treatment center has both open units and secure units. Some of the kids that we work with suffer from things like anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation. And then some of our secure units, we have youth that also suffer or have addiction, or have been trafficked in the sex trade. So we have a variety of different youth in just that one setting, but it's not just that. There's like I've also taken a graduate certificate in pain management, and in that cohort I was the therapeutic recreation lens. So that's another setting and group. Like you could be working in like pain populations. There's also like senior homes and dementia care. So really a recreation therapist can be in a school, in a hospital, in a group home. There's actually even a growing trend of private practice. So that can take clients, therapists into a person's home or other parts of the community. So really we can work with anybody, any setting, from cradle to grave.
Nice. Okay, how or why did the therapeutic recreation profession come to be? And what's the history of the profession?
So there's a couple of different ways that it sort of developed. One of the situations that happened after like one of the wars was there's a lot of veterans who were not able to participate in a meaningful way. So Florence Nightingale was a lady who helped to change that for that person, for those populations. So it came almost out of like a physical therapy type of perspective, but really it provided leisure opportunities for these veterans, an opportunity for them to socialize and connect. The other way that it kind of developed was out of a social need. So like there was a need for housing and support for like the homeless and people with like disabilities. So then a group called like Hall Services sort of came together and filled that void. They connected this group of people to different recreational activities and pursuits, connected them together so that way they could have a sense of community. And like between these two routes, it really started to evolve throughout the years as different organizations sort of connected and joined with them. And then that sort of gets us where we're at today, where we have, like here in Canada, the Canadian Therapeutic Recreation Association, and I'm a part of the Alberta Therapeutic Recreation Association. Right now, the biggest thing that we're trying to do is push for regulation. We want it to become a regulated profession. Jackson, come here.
Buddy.
We got some puppies in the background who want to be on camera too, so we're just trying to keep them a little quiet.
Right.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
What does a typical day look like for a recreation therapist?
It can be a variety of different things. I can talk a little bit about my experience in my practice. So for me, a typical day can involve assessments. So that's often meeting one-on-one with the client and getting like a leisure interest survey or a leisure recreation history, and sort of start to develop some sort of like goals and plans for their stay with us in our service. But they can also include multidisciplinary team meetings. So where I work, we have like transitions specialists, child intervention practitioners, addiction counselors, psychiatrists, as well as like the house parents. We all sort of like come together with the client to sort of discuss where they're at, how they're going, how we can better support. And then also there's lots of like program planning. So that is like purchasing tickets, that way we can go to events, or programming the gym and the pool that we have, and taking clients there. Sometimes I get in the water and work like one-on-one with the client to help develop the skills necessary for them to participate at the swimming pools, at the actual rec centers. So really like every day can be different. Another thing with my team and the people that I work with is I have to be extremely flexible. Sometimes we develop a plan based on a client, and when the actual activity goes to happen, that client is away from care. So then we sort of have to adjust and plan so that way we can sort of make our programs more appropriate for the clients that are on site. Yeah, so really like every day can be different. Jackson! Sorry.
Okay, what are the benefits of therapeutic recreation?
Again, there are so many different benefits. The benefits could be like physical to your health and well-being. It could be involve things like social benefits through connection and friend finding. There can be spiritual benefits by finding something that sort of connects you to something higher than oneself. Like really, the benefits are something that we look and discuss with our clients, and let them choose how they believe that it can benefit them. But really, it can be mental, emotional, anything. There's like the benefits of recreation therapy are vast, and yes.
Nice. Okay, what is your personal philosophy of therapeutic recreation practice?
So I would say my personal philosophy that I've adopted is voice and choice. All too often, people come to a program and it's sort of put upon them. I really like to dig down deep, communicate with my clients, and give them a voice in their treatment. So sometimes that means being like the advocate. So really, it's my belief that we need to put the power back in the client, so that way they can actually have as much voice and choice as possible in their treatment.
Nice. Why do you want to become a recreation therapist?
So what got me into recreation therapy, I would say, just a childhood dream. Like I remember telling myself as a kid that I want to get paid to play. So I actually was lucky enough to carve that into my life, and like now I get to participate in skating with the kids and going to like events like the Oil Kings games and concerts, and I swim, and we like today I went to the rec room with one of the kids. So like I actually was able to achieve my childhood dream. But another thing that really connected me with recreation therapy was just being able to follow in my mom's footsteps. Like like as a kid, I remember her being a part of the committee that brought the Canada Winter Games to Grand Prairie. She had us volunteering for the Hot Air Balloon Association. So there's like all these different like recreational activities that she got us involved in, and that was something that I wanted to be able to do for other people, is actually to get them involved in these larger events too.
Cool. What does being a recreation therapist mean to you, and what vision do you have for your practice?
So being a recreation therapist means to me connecting clients to positive recreational pursuits to make them happier and healthier. So what vision that I have for my practice, like I said before, is really like I want to be that person that gives a voice and choice to my clients, and that's something that I'll continue to always advocate for. I want to make sure that they are able to put to the forefront what they want to make their life full and exciting and complete. Yes. So
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you very much, and that's all I have for you today. Have a great day.